Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the 2016 film Doctor Strange. Now, as you know, Doctor Strange is a 2016 superhero film based on the popular Marvel character who first appeared in Strange Tales issue 110 from 1963. And keep in mind that in 1973, Doctor Strange did have his own television film. There was a film called Doctor Mordrid that was originally going to be Doctor Strange until it got changed, and we finally got Doctor Strange on the big screen. And I would say after watching it, it has good ideas, but it doesn't know exactly how it wanted to be. So the premise of the film is meant to follow Doctor Strange, a wealthy yet arrogant neurosurgeon, and we kind of see how after damaging his hands in a car crash, we see how he seeks out to kind of get them repaired, and we kind of see how he journeys out, meets the Ancient One, as well as slowly learning magic on the way. I think it has a good idea, like Doctor Strange starting off as a bit of an arrogant jerk, but over time, learning to be the person he's meant to be. But I think this is where I think the film takes inspiration from films like The Matrix, also Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and really, it just feels like some characters feel like replacements, and some characters just don't really work at all. I feel like when you've got the villain, Sicrius, and his followers, it feels like Sicrius is supposed to kind of be a replacement to Mordo, and really doesn't feel like an interesting villain, because he doesn't really seem like a redeemable villain. He doesn't really seem sympathetic. I get it, they were going for full evil and not really trying to like have hints to his plans also. And I think when you've got Mordo, I think he starts off like this guy who follows the Ancient One and respects her, but when you kind of got him learning the truth, he comes across more like that fan or that sort of follower you knew who feels betrayed and hurt by someone's true nature. And I kind of feel, yeah, when you got Doctor Strange's love interest, she only just seems to show up to either point out Strange's flaws or later learns about his new double life. I think there is good ideas, but it just feels like wasted potential. Again, I think what Doctor Strange the Sorcerer Supreme got right, the 2007 film, it actually gave Stephen Strange a tragic backstory, where he wasn't able to save his sister, and you could tell didn't really start off as a complete jerk, but later became one as a coping mechanism. And when you had Mordo in that film, it was clear that he was willing to sacrifice his teammates for no reason. And I think when you got the Ancient One sort of helping Strange come to terms with his sister's death, it's a powerful moment with the Ancient One knowing what Stephen's going through and probably had been there himself. I kind of think the Ancient One here is just meant to kind of be this female kind of Tibetan kind of mental. The kind of one you would see in a sort of like feminist kind of Matrix movie. And I can understand Marvel trying to kind of gender swap some roles, but again, you can do it, but you need to do it carefully. Kind of show your audience that you can diverse some cast members from your comics, as well as try and change some things carefully. And I think this is where I think Velma's doing it right, because one, the point of Scooby-Doo's cast, I think changing them made sense. You want to show a group of friends from other backgrounds coming together. And I feel like, yeah, there are moments in Doctor Strange that makes me feel like I'm watching The Matrix, and it just kind of feels like Doctor Strange's origin in the MCU is a weaker version. Again, they could give Steven some redeemable moments and hints towards his past, and could have used Donna, his sister, but they don't really wanted to do it. I think when you had Doctor Strange's sister April in the 2007 one, it was kind of clear that she was that last bit of happiness Stephen had, and after her death, turned him into something he wasn't. As yeah, grief, loss, as well as losing people you care about can affect you badly. I feel like, yeah, also having Dormammu does work, but he just kind of feels like thrown in at the last moment and could have been built up for the sequel to kind of talk to Mordo to be his next follower. I think while Doctor Strange has good ideas, it just feels like there are some wasted potential and some ideas that just feel like characters are just swapped around or feel out of place. Like, yeah, when you got Callus, he's kind of meant to be one of Baron Mordo's followers, instead is sort of the villain. So I think this film definitely deserves a thumbs down. While there is good ideas, it just feels like this is a hollow version of what Doctor Strange should and shouldn't have been. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.